Helman. Thanks for being here today. Today I want to talk a little bit about Stampin' Up's mini ink spots, also known as our mini ink pads. Now, if you're just getting started stamping or you're really on a budget, these ink spots are a great way to get a lot of ink colors in your collection without a lot of investment. They work just as well as the large ink pads, but they're a little bit less expensive. Now, if you're an experienced crafter or you have all of the Stampin' Up large ink pads in your collection, don't tune me out because there's a reason that a lot of crafters love to use these mini ink pads, and I'll share that with you at the end. So let's get started. So here you can see some of these ink spots, or Stampin' Spots, or mini ink pads. Just to give you a point of reference, here is what one of our standard ink pads looked like. And if you'd like to know more about them, I'll link to them here. But in this video, I just want to talk about these Stampin' Spots, which are, like I said, a great way to get a lot of colors in your collection on a budget. So these mini ink pads measure 1 inch by 1 inch for the actual inking surface. So I wanted to make sure you know how large they are. They are refillable. So you can use one of these in an ink refill that just costs a few dollars, and you can get use out of one of these mini ink pads for a long time, which is really nice. You don't want to buy a little ink pad and then not be able to use it for very long. So there are 2 ways to get these ink spots. One is in our paper pumpkin kits that come monthly by mail. It's a subscription service. You can sign up for 1 month or 12 months, anywhere in between. But each month in those kits, you get 1 or sometimes even 2 colors of ink spots, which is a lot of fun. It's a great way to build up your colors. It's where a lot of these in my collection have come from. Or you can purchase them. We have a standard collection of 8 really nice basic colors that you can purchase. So that's an option as a collection. Or we also sell uninked spots, which is really great. If you just want certain colors, you can buy the uninked pads and a refill or a few refills and create the ones you want and the colors you want. So that's a really nice option. Now, let's look at these pads a little bit. First, I want to show you how to open them. When you get them, they are sealed shut on the side with a sticker. So I have learned that I think the easiest way to open them is to just use some scissors to score along here. Now, there is a score line on that sticker, but sometimes I find this works just a little bit better. So trim that along there and it should pop right open. Now let's look at how to use them, which is probably self-explanatory, but I have found that there's a way to use them that sometimes I think works a little bit better than what might be self-explanatory. So grab some paper and a couple of stamps. So if you are using a small stamp, then I would say I would ink it just like normal. If I was using a larger pad, which is leave it setting on my surface there, ink it up, stamp it, and that looks great. Now, if I'm using a larger stamp, this is what I really wanted to show. What I find is I really like to ink them with the stamp laying on my table and the ink pad upside down. So I just think this works a little bit better and goes a little easier, a little faster than trying to ink it the other way. Okay, let's talk about storing these real quick. When you store an ink pad, you want to store it upside down so that the ink is always right at the surface when you open it up to use it, okay? So gravity pulls it down while it's storing, and then when you open it up to use it, the ink is right there on the surface. So what should you store these in? You can do a lot of things with these. You could stack them on if you do have the regular Stampin' Up pads in our storage, you could stack them in top in one of the storage containers. For a long time, I stored mine in a baby wipes container, which worked really well. And just here recently, I actually turned some of my old paper pumpkin boxes into some storage for some of them, which I was showing here a minute ago. So I'm going to link you to the video where I talk about these boxes, how I created them, and the things I use them for. Okay, now I told you at the beginning, there is something that experienced stampers, even people who have lots of the Stampin' Up! Large ink pads in their collection, love these ink spots for. So let's look at that. And it involves using the Stamparatus. If you don't know what the Stamparatus is, put a link here quick for a video on that. You can learn all about it. So I have a stamp mounted here to it. My paper's in the base of it. Love this stamping tool so much. So this is what a lot of people love these mini ink spots for, is inking up stamps on the Stamparatus. So I just used my evening evergreen to do that right there with my mini ink spot. Now I'm gonna grab my big ink pad, and here I'll show you what it. So we'll stamp that. Got a great stamp. So you can use your big ink pads to ink this up too, but show you what happens. If you don't hold your ink pad quite level, you can get a lot of excess ink over here on that plate. So the mini ink spots are just a lot easier to handle, and a lot of people love them for that. Show you a quick tip that some people love to do. I have not done in my collection, but I would love to here sometime when I have a chance to do it, is to take sponge daubers, attach them to the back of your ink spots with some hot glue or another adhesive, and you can either take that foam piece off and make it attach a little bit easier, and then you have a nice handy dispenser to put on your finger and ink that up really easily on your Stamparatus. Okay, my friends, I hope that has helped you learn about our mini ink spots. If these are something you're interested in, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for joining in today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you'll be back again next time when I'll be here helping you to hand make with love.